How do we revitalize the Democratic Party? How do we make it easy for people to participate politically rather than have one of the lowest voter turnouts of any major country on earth? Number one, I do believe that we have to replace the current Democratic National Committee leadership. We need a person at the leadership of the DNC who is vigorously supporting and outworking to bring people into the political process. Yeah, I know political parties need money, but it is more important that we have energy, that we have young people, that we have working class people who are going to participate in the political process and fight for their kids and for their parents. We need, at the Democratic National Convention, to approve a progressive platform, the most progressive platform ever passed by the Democratic Party, a platform which makes it crystal clear that the Democratic Party is in fact on the side of working people, is on the side of low-income people, is on the side of people who have no health insurance, and is prepared to stand up to the powerful corporate interest whose greed is doing so much harm to this country. We need real electoral reform within the Democratic Party. And that means, among many, many other things, open primaries. The idea that in the state of New York, the great state of New York, 3 million people could not participate in helping to select who the Democratic or Republican candidate for president would be because they had not registered, because they had registered as an independent, not as a Democrat or Republican, is incomprehensible. We need same-day registration. And that means that anybody in this country can walk in and get registered to vote on the day of a primary or a caucus. We need adequate staffing and training to run elections in a way that is appropriate for our democracy. We now take it for granted, but we should not. In this process, we have gone through a situation in Arizona where people waited online 5 hours in order to cast their votes. How many tens of thousands of people simply gave up the right to vote and walked away? We need to make sure that we have in California, among other states, that the votes get counted. We are taking for granted that in California it will take weeks for votes to actually be counted, and I'm not sure that the votes have yet been counted in Puerto Rico. So we need major, major changes in the Democratic Party in converting it to a party of the people, welcoming working people, welcoming young people, and we need an electoral process which is worthy of the Democrats. We also need, obviously, to get rid of superdelegates. The idea that we had, in this case, 400 superdelegates pledged to a candidate some 8 months or more before the first ballot was cast is, to my mind, absurd. And we need to also make sure that superdelegates do not live in a world of their own, but reflect the views of the people in their own state. So those are just a few of the changes that I think that has got to take place and that we will be fighting for in the weeks and months to come.